just woke up and I have a roommate now, so I'm having a harder time doing all these videos, plus my camera memory keeps filling up. But there's only a few days left on this trip, and it has been so wonderful. Actually, check out where I'm sitting. It's so beautiful. This is the pool with the Buddha. This is like this little seating area I love. I love the mornings here. It's really peaceful. And I'm really impressed with like the staff. I got a little friend from Nepal. But yeah, they're always up early getting it done. From one morning early bird to some others. But I enjoy so much just like being in the quiet, being in the peace, and just kind of like soaking up the intentionality that I feel in the morning. I like to do a lot of writing in the morning and just kind of write like prayers or visions and things like that. And crazy, like last night, some of us went to, actually all of us that are left, which is just pretty much like the family that they invited me on the trip, and then my little roommate, and we went to dinner, and it's like this, like on this beach on the sunset, like watched it go down, and then we went to another little spot for dinner, and I had this like mushroom soup. It was so good. And then tonight is gonna be, finally I got someone to go to ecstatic dance with me. So I'm gonna lose my shit tonight. I love ecstatic dance. It's like, most of them are, that I've experienced, are like conscious sober spaces. So it's just like, yeah, I give myself permission to lose my shit. People usually think I'm like on something, but I just am so free when I dance. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, but this trip has just really opened my eyes to just like what I want to do when I grow up. I'm never gonna grow up, Peter Pan, but not really. I'm liking just feeling like, yeah, like I know what I want, and even more. And I want chai tea all the time. That's for sure. And one thing I was like writing down is doing kind of like a manifestation thing, and yeah, I was writing down like one day I want like kids, but I also was writing down that like I don't think I want to have them in America. and I wrote down like, well, j'ai parlé un peu de français, and I was saying like, wow, would it be so cool just to spend some time like really getting to absorb myself in a language. And then last night we were talking, and my two roomies one of the girls that invited me on the trip grew up in France, and so it's crazy. Basically, long story short, there is a potential to have an artist residency in France, and I would be helping out with a studio, a gallery, and then I get a small stipend to live there and just be a full-time artist. So the power of writing things down, who knows if I'll have babies or not. I think I really could absolutely wait a while, because I would want those kids to have like a good life. And I'm still learning who I am and all the things that I would want to be a certain amount of success, so that it wouldn't be such a struggle. So yeah, help me like this, comment on it. I need passive income. But yeah, this has just been so wonderful, like to have this space. Like me and Frank were talking last night, my roommate, and just about like calling in like what you want, the kind of life that you want. And he was so sweet. He was like, I realized like he was attracting all these like bad bitches, and he wrote down in his journal like, I want kind and gentle. And I don't know why, I like have had a lot of experiences that have been like platonic, but like hard to be explained with like men in their 60s. Like I also work with this artist in town, and I pose with him, and when I first started doing it, it was really an experiment, kind of, to open up myself to the vulnerability of modeling. And it's a fine artist, so he does sculptures, and I have sculptures in people's homes that are worth more than I've ever had in my bank account. It's weird. But anyways, at first I just did it because I needed money, and then I kept doing it because we really grew to appreciate each other, and I could ask all my questions. And even then I had this dream to live in France for a time, and he always promised that he would take me. And I love the fact that in some ways I'm taking me. And I think just being kind of raised with a little bit of that Italian energy, and you kind of assume that your life starts when you have a man to take care of you. And I'm just appreciating myself that I never agreed with that. I always felt empowered, and I wanted to prove to my family and my mom that I can do it, and just to be in this receptive space of I can do it and I can have help is just a really balance that I haven't experienced. And I'm just really appreciating all the places that I've carried myself, and it's just been really lovely to be empowered but also receive in a more balanced way. So much to look forward to. This trip has just really opened my heart, opened my eyes to just what is available on this planet when I have my intention in line with my heart. And I feel I've always had action and drive, but I haven't always had resources. And so just communicating to the world what I want and where I want to be, and just have really lovely people nurture that, and make it feel possible, even though I feel some of my dreams are maybe a little more far-fetched than it's typical, and just to feel empowered in that. And I know so much of it is because I've had this space just to relax and not have to just wake up and work. And even my work is so lovely, and it's unprivileged to, mostly just be a body worker and teach yoga class, but it's just still so much space holding, and my nature is just very caring, and it's really easy for me to put the group first, and sometimes that makes me not think about my own needs. And so this trip has just been really opening to all that I want, and having the space to not be so critical of those big dreams, and to think things it's not possible, and I gotta take care of everybody, so there's not space for me. And this book I'm reading, The Heroine's Journeys, it's just really talking about the deconditioning of the woman, and how equating so much to sacrifice, that love is sacrifice, and that has a lot to do with being raised where Jesus was dead on the cross and bleeding out. And so there's just this mentality of true love means sacrifice, and so I was sacrificing my own needs so much of the time and calling it love. And I'm really grateful for this time to move beyond that. So anyways, most of my videos are really long, so I'll post them slowly. I might edit them, but I'm just checking in today a little bit before my trip is over to say that it has been so wonderful. I can't wait to travel the rest of the world and meet more amazing people, and to see where it takes me, and just let art be my guide, and let my heart be my guide, and and to be in this space of trust and surrender. And yeah, I'm grateful for it. Thanks everybody for participating in this little love army that I'm hoping to build. Strawberry army of lovers and dreamers. So yeah, take care, y'all.